The Americana variety show began as early as television itself with pioneers like Jackie Gleason and Ed Sullivan.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, yes, that's right, Elvis Presley.
He said, what Presley? I said, the parrot. She said, I thought it was a chicken. I plucked it and cooked it.
It remained a popular staple in broadcasting until the 1970s. Today, we'll examine why the variety show peaked in the 70s and why it died out. Back in the 60s and 70s, it seemed like almost every well-known celebrity had their own variety show. They were goofy, groovy, and sometimes great. With comedy, music acts, acrobats, and sometimes ventriloquism, viewers tuned in to watch their favorite variety shows.
Have you ever been in Schenectady?
No, I never was in Schenectady.
Neither was I. Must have been a couple other guys.
With legends like Ed Sullivan, Dean Martin, Lawrence Welk, Andy Williams, Sonny and Cher, the Carpenters, and the list goes on. Popular TV families like the Brady Bunch, Donny and Marie, Barbara Mandrell and the Mandrell Sisters, in the 80s, and the Hudson Brothers were mainstays for singing and dancing. The Carol Burnett Show kept viewers in stitches with the hilarious antics of Carol Burnett, Tim Conway, Vicki Lawrence, Harvey Korman, and Lyle Waggoner. Singer and actor Glenn Campbell had his Good Time Hour, country music had Hee Haw, the hippies had psychedelic fun with Laugh-In, rock music had Midnight Special, pop music had the Captain and Tenille along with comedy provided by Flip Wilson in his variety show. They had popular celebrity guests on every week. Even the Muppets had their own variety show with star-studded guests. The variety show seemed unstoppable, with everyone climbing on board. However, the cracks began to show as some of them began to fail. Sitcom queen Mary Tyler Moore had a short-lived variety show called, you guessed it, Mary. After only 3 episodes it was cancelled. Another clunker was Saturday Night with Howard Cosell. Monday Night Football was much better to him. After bad reviews and ratings, his show was cancelled after 18 episodes. Sonny Bono tried his luck with his solo variety show, The Sonny Comedy Review. Unfortunately, his ex-wife Cher had her own variety show around the same time, which was called Cher, and it fared much better than Sonny's. His was cancelled after 13 episodes.
We need a chick.
Yeah. We need a chick who's cool.
We need a chick that used to be married to some dork, and so now, like, she's all wild and stuff.
Say our love won't pay the rent.
Yes.
For it's earned, got money is all being spent.
Yes.
Cher, also, succumbed to low ratings and was cancelled after 2 seasons. The pair came back and revived their variety show, which limped along for another 2 seasons and was also cancelled. The biggest crack in the variety show ratings war came when Flip Wilson, whose show was number 2 in the ratings during its first 2 seasons, dropped to number 12 in its 3rd season and number 50 in its 4th and final season. In 1974. What killed Flip in the ratings? None other than the Waltons. The show went from number 19 in the ratings in 1972 to number 2 in 1973, replacing Flip Wilson, which it was opposite at the same time. It was the shock of the 1973 television season. One of the biggest casualties in the variety show wars was the Brady Bunch Variety Hour. It was modeled after the successful Donny and Marie show, but died after only a few episodes. One of the problems with the show was its erratic time schedule. Initially it had good ratings, but the show was intended to air every 5th week in the same slot as the Hardy Boys' Nancy Drew Mysteries, but was scheduled sporadically throughout the season, leading to inconsistent ratings. A promo was often shown with Reed and Henderson stating, "The Brady Bunch Variety Hour won't be seen this week, but we will be back again soon." As a result, it lost its audience. Incidentally, Robert Reed, who had a love-hate relationship with playing Mike Brady, loved doing this version as he always fancied himself a song and dance man. The template of the successful variety show of the 70s was the Carol Burnett Show. It was the juggernaut that was unstoppable, and every type of variety show from the 70s tried to imitate her success. It began in 1967 and ended in 1978. For a total of 11 seasons and 279 episodes. By 1967, Carol Burnett had been a popular veteran of television for 12 years, having made her first appearances in 1955 on The Paul Winchell Show and the sitcom Stanley starring the comedian Buddy Hackett. In 1959, she became a regular supporting cast member on the CBS TV variety series The Gary Moore Show. Departing the series in the spring of 1962, she pursued other projects in film, Broadway productions, and headlining her own television specials. Burnett signed a contract with CBS for 10 years, which required her to do 2 guest appearances and a special a year. Within the first 5 years of this contract, she had the option to push the button, a phrase the programming executives used, and be put on the air in 31-hour, pay-or-play variety shows. After discussion with her husband Joe Hamilton, in the last week of the 5th year of the contract, Burnett decided to call the head of CBS Michael Dan and exercise the clause. Dan, explaining that variety is a man's genre, offered Burnett a sitcom called Here's Agnes. Burnett had no interest in doing a sitcom, and because of the contract, CBS was obliged to give Burnett her own variety show. The popular and long-running variety show that resulted not only established Burnett as a television superstar, but it also made her regular supporting cast household names. It was nominated for 70 Emmys and won 25 times. It seems that the variety show died with Carol Burnett, as subsequent attempts to revive the variety show genre have failed. Tim Conway, who had been a staple on the Carol Burnett show, tried his hand at a variety show which limped along for 2 seasons with weak ratings. Sha Na Na, Barbara Mandrell, Marie Osmond and others tried to keep the variety show alive through the 80s, but most were gone by 1981 as the audience no longer existed for these shows. That was our look at the fall of the variety show during the 70s. What do you think? Did you enjoy the variety show format? Do you think it will ever make a comeback on prime time? Let me know in the comments section below. While you're at it, click the like button in the comments below. Please subscribe to my channel. Also check out my Carl Vincent, Vampire Hunter franchise in the comments section. Until next time, this is Andrew in for Kevin Given saying live long and prosper. May the force be with you and keep reaching for the stars.